What's up everybody? Justin with S&K Greenhouse. You thought we were done with conifers? No, I've got more to show you, some rare and unusual ones that just dropped here at the nursery. First one is the Cascade Campfire Colorado Blue Spruce, yet it's gold. It kind of has a weeping form to it, probably going to get about 10, 15 feet tall. And guess what? The spring new growth is very cool. If you want to add some drama and movement to your garden, this is a good one. Also over here beside it, we have Picea pungens Lanternfire, another Colorado blue spruce. Got the blue tint to it, but also beautiful gold color in the spring. Also again, in that 12, 15 foot range. This is very rare, unusual. Don't even think we've had this one maybe one other time. Hey, if you guys were here this past Saturday for our conifer day, thank you so much for coming out. I got to meet so many of you. People drove from all over and it was very humbling. Georgia, Tennessee, West Virginia, Ohio, lots of people from Georgia, but just thank you guys for coming. It was a blast. Next one I'm going to talk about is the Bosnian Pine Kaleidoscope. This is going to have some gold highlights against the dark green in the springtime. Pinus leucodermis is a Bosnian pine. This one's going to get about 10 feet tall, 5 feet wide, great in part to full sun. Next up, we got some really cool Atlas cedars. First one over here I want to show you is Sahara Ice. This is going to have some frosted white new growth. This one's probably going to get about 15, 20 feet tall, kind of a looser texture. Right up here, we have one I've not had called Silver Spits. This is going to have some creamy new growth, again in that 15 foot tall range. I love Atlas cedars. They are very tough, especially here in the south. And then we have Cedrus atlantica aurea. And this is going to have gold new growth in the spring, and then it's going to turn back to a little bit of green, but you can see even here in the fall time, we have a lot of gold on this tree. So it gives it a nice variegated look. This is Picea omerica aurea. This is like a gold Serbian spruce. How cool is this? Has a nice pendulous look. Beautiful yellow color, more yellow in the springtime, but even yellow this time of year in the fall. Probably going to get up around 12, 15 foot, but only 4 to 5 foot wide. So this one's a great one for smaller spaces. Here we have Cedrus deodora Sanders Blue, native to the Himalayan mountains. This one's great in the south. It's going to get up about 12 feet tall, only 4 to 5 feet wide, and it's got this lovely blue icy needle. If you want a blue conifer that's just tough as nails, deodar cedars are where it's at. Here we have Pinus mugo Karsten's Winter Gold. This one's going to be native to southern Europe. But what makes this so special, it's perfect for like petite, smaller gardens or rock gardens. It's going to get about 3 foot tall, 4 feet wide. It starts turning gold as the weather cools off. As you can see right here, how beautiful gold that is. And then it's going to turn back to a lovely green color in the springtime. Up next, we have an Austrian pine. This one's called Green Tower. Now, if you want something that's going to give you some height, maybe 12, 15 foot tall, but only a few foot wide, Green Tower, the Austrian pine, is so easy to grow. It grows nicely dense and tight, and it's a beautiful green color year-round. Up next, we have Pinus strobus blue clovers. Now, Pinus strobus is going to be your eastern white pine. Check out how blue this one is. This is going to have a little more of an informal look to it, but it is going to grow upright to about 10, 12 feet and about 5 to 6 foot wide. And I just love this icy blue color. Up next, we have the beautiful Pinus strobus torullosa. This has got a contorted, twisty needle. Can you zoom in on this just to show people? I mean, look at the white and green variegation. This is going to get about 8, 12 foot tall, maybe 5 foot wide. And if you want just something totally unique and eye-catching, Torullosa is where it's at. Ooh, I love Vanderwolf's Pyramid. This is Pinus flexilis. This is a limber pine, Also, a great alternative to a spruce, especially if you're in humid climates. Check out the white and bluish needle on this. Now, Vanderwolf's pyramid is going to have a nice pyramidal shape. When it matures, you can probably expect it to get maybe 15 feet tall, 6 feet wide, and just a nice blue variegated needle year round. I love this one. This is a Korean pine called Oculus Dragon, Oculinus dragonus or whatever. Okay, I first seen this in Kathy Hornbuckle's yard out here in Gastonia, North Carolina. She's had it for years. Now it is going to get some size to it at maturity, maybe 15, maybe 20 feet tall, 10 feet wide. But Oculus Dragon has got a lot of interest. It's got a gold band in the middle. You can start to see it there. But overall, it is going to have a bluish green and white variegation to it, a nice pyramidal shape. And if you just want something that sounds cool, Oculus Dragon, you gotta have one of these in your landscape. I've got a Cedrus deodora pendula. Now, that's a weeping deodar cedar. Like, how cool is that? So with weeping cedars, you can train them up 6, 8, 10 foot tall. Let this leader come back down if you just want it to grow more wide and full. But, you know, and with conifers, I'm always kind of hesitant to tell you guys the height dimensions because, well, conifers never technically stop growing. So if I tell you something's going to get 10 foot tall, I mean, it very well could get 15, 20 foot tall. I'm usually giving you the dimensions of what it's going to get in that 10, 12 year period. So just take those dimensions with a grain of salt. Up next, this is Picea abies rubra spicata. Now, this is a Norway spruce that I've never had before, but it's got reddish, purplish spring flushes. It's going to get about 8, 10 feet tall, 6 feet wide, and this is just a very unusual Norway spruce that I've never talked about before on the channel. I'm very excited to have this one. Up next, I've got Abies coreana Horstmann's Silverlock. Now, before you're like, what is this boy talking about firs for in the South? Well, these have been specially grafted onto Firma rootstock, which makes them very resistant to the Phytophthora root rot, which is a problem here with firs in the South because of our clay soil. So on this Firma rootstock, these grow nicely here. The Silverlock is going to get about 6 to 8 foot tall, 4 foot wide, so it's not a very big fir, and it keeps this nice little dusted look with the under needles being more of a silverish blue, but from a distance it's got this two-tone look, and this is a beauty. Up next is a very special Norway spruce, again native to Central and Northern Europe. Look at the cones on it. This is Picea abies cruenta. Again, a Norway spruce, but you don't just grow it for the nice cones, you grow it for the vivid red flushes in the springtime. This thing is absolutely gorgeous in the months of April and May. You gotta have this one in your landscape. Now we have Picea omerica sky trails. This is an omerica spruce or a Serbian spruce. Again, never had it before. These conifers are so awesome. This one's gonna be good for a narrow space. It's gonna grow up about 10, 12 foot tall, but only a few feet wide. So it's got that skinny but tall structure to it. And I think this would add a lot of elegance to your landscape. Alex, I'm probably most excited about this. This is Chemicypris Newt Contensis Sparkling Arrow. I don't know why I grabbed 2 of them, but I just wanted to because they're so pretty. Look at the creamy variegation. This is a variegated weeping Alaskan cedar. Going to get up in that 15 to 20 foot tall range. This is a collector's dream. I mean, how often do you see a variegated weeping Alaskan cedar? I mean, come on. Up next, we have another Oculus dragon, another dragon's eye pine, except for this is Pinus densiflora, which is a Japanese red pine. The other one I showed you was a Korean pine. What makes this one special is the gold bands in the middle with the green needle. That variegation is awesome. This one's probably going to get about 12 feet tall, 5 to 6 foot wide, and I love densifloras. You're going to do well with this one. Up next, we have Abies grandis concolor Lutenegger, and Kathy Hornbuckle was here earlier, the master gardener, of conifers, the conifer expert, if you will, and she told me to tell you guys that if you want to grow a fir in the South, this one is tough. It's got these rubbery blue, I mean, you can tell it's a fir just by these needles, but it will get some size to it. This is probably going to get about 20 feet tall eventually, about 8 feet wide, and it's going to keep this nice blue tone year round. And guess what? If you crush up the needles, it actually has a citrus scent to it. Now we have Abies Pinsapo aurea. This is a conifer I am super excited about. This is a Spanish fir. Now it is going to grow up in that 10 foot by 4 foot range, but what I love about it is the gold new growth that turns back to green during the other times of the season. And if you've seen one of these at maturity, you would absolutely fall over. It's so pretty, and I love the roundness of the needles on Spanish firs. They have a very distinct look. You can tell what they are from a mile away, and this would be a very special one to have in your landscape. Right behind it, another Spanish fir, Abies Pinsapo glauca. This one might grow a little bit smaller, but if you look at the needles real close, again, you can tell it's that Spanish fir look to it. This one's going to have a stately presence and a nice little blue color. Next we have a subalpine fir. This is Abies Lasiocarpa arizonica glauca compacta. Now, I know that's intense, but what you need to know about this one is if you want to add a cool tone to your garden, something that doesn't get too big, this one's get up about 8 foot tall, 4 foot wide, and this is another just outstanding blue fir with a distinct texture that will light up the landscape. I finally got these in. I've been on the hunt for this one. This is Pinus strobus sea urchin. This is another eastern white pine. It's going to be very petite. In a 10-year period, you might see it grow 3 to 4 foot tall and wide. It's great for those smaller rock gardens. And again, eastern white pines with the soft blue needles. This one's going to grow and do well for you. This one's cool. Picea glauca whiskey hills. And it looks like a blue spruce, but it's actually a white spruce, Picea glauca. This is a dwarf white spruce, so it's only going to get about 8, maybe 10 feet tall down the road. But the cones on it look fake. Like, this doesn't look like a real tree. It looks artificial almost. But just look at it from a distance. Like, I could see that being in your landscape and just people walking by, just petting it, want to know what it is. Only got a few of these, so sorry if you come here and they're gone. This is another Korean fir called Golden Glow. And if you want some striking contrast in your landscape, this one's cool. Stays small, probably going to get 4 to 5 feet tall and wide. Beautiful, bright gold new growth in the springtime, which fades to a darker color here. And we're filming in October, so you can see what it looks like. But again, this is a fir that's grafted on the infamous firma rootstock. So this one's going to do super well here in the South. Here we have Abies Pinsapo Hortsman, and this is a smaller conifer, so it would be great to add amongst other conifers for layering or just more interest. It can be used as a specimen, but this one's smaller. It's only going to get about 4 to 5 foot tall, a few foot wide, and I love the interesting bluish green needles. Again, characteristic of that Spanish fir. Mwah! This one's great. Now this plant here looks like a fir, but it's actually another Picea omerica PV10 gen. This is a Serbian spruce, and though it looks like it would grow in a globe shape, this is actually going to develop a stronger central leader down the road. It's going to grow up about 4 or 5 foot tall, 3 or 4 foot wide, so it's going to have a fat pyramidal shape. And you know, most Serbian spruces have that grayish green tone. It's really cool to see one that is gold. This plant here was discovered in Germany. This is another Korean fir called Icebreaker. For years, I wanted to grow this one here in the South, but I couldn't find them on the firma rootstock. And I'm so glad we did so that we can grow this beautiful specimen here with our heat and humidity. It looks like frosted flakes on the top. This is a very, very slow grower. A lot of customers will put these in pots and just have them around the house, but they do go in the landscape quite well. They're slow. In 10 years, this will probably get about 4 feet tall and wide, so it's a nice, dense bun shape. You got the two-tone needles, and this is probably my favorite Korean fir of all time. Well folks, that's going to wrap up this video. If you're within driving distance of this nursery and want to be notified every time we get a new drop, there's going to be a little link in the description of this video. Sign up and you'll get a text every time we get some of these delicious conifers. I know a lot of you have been asking if we ship our plants. No, not at this moment. Right now they're in so much loose soil, and just the sheer weight of them doesn't make it very safe for transport. But until next time, become a plant person.